It's really wonderful to have a friend that you can count on. They're not always the most popular or even an obvious option, but some of the best friendships are formed from unlikely combinations. This story of friendship takes the term opposites attract to an entirely new level. People have many reasons to avoid crocodiles, and most of them are a little bit understandable. Crocodiles eat their young, so they are both fearsome predators and voracious feeders. However, one man would defy the odds and learn the true meaning of love and compassion. For this fisherman, a chance encounter with a crocodile would change their life forever. Despite 240 million years of killer instinct working against the pair, a crocodile named Pacho and a fisherman from Costa Rica would cross paths, resulting in a friendship that lasted 27 years. Pacho's journey began when he was on the hunt in the rivers of Costa Rica, looking for his next meal. He was in a tough spot and didn't choose the situation wisely. Well, the farmer wasn't happy about the attack and shot him in the eye. "I hope he leaves." Thankfully, what happens next is nothing short of a miracle. Gilberto Cheeto Shedden, and also known as Cheeto, a humble fisherman out on Paris Mina River, noticed the wounded crocodile on the bank.
Also, if you've not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these animal stories every day. Now, back to the story.
At first, he kept his distance, not wanting to tempt fate and wind up an unexpected meal. However, when he returned later that night, he realized the crocodile needed help and decided he had to help the wounded creature. Calling his friends for help, Cheeto carefully moved the crocodile to his home, which rested on the bank of a lake. While the crocodile showed signs of mild aggression, he was too weak and malnourished to do much about it. At first, Cheeto's family was not thrilled with the prospect of having a crocodile in the house due to his one-year-old daughter. Thankfully, his wife agreed to let the crocodile stay outside. Refusing to abandon his new friend and knowing he was feeling a great deal of pain, Cheeto continued to feed and nurture the crocodile, who he believed could die at any time. Thankfully, fate had other plans for the croc and his newfound owner. "I continued to feed him," Cheeto told local reporters. However, at first the crocodile refused to eat. Eventually, the crocodile, who he named Pacho, began to warm up to him and would eat chicken. Sometimes Cheeto would even chew up the chicken for Pacho to make it easier for him to eat. In an effort to show love to the crocodile, Cheeto began to pet him regularly. He wanted the animal to know someone cared and that he didn't have anything to fear. At times, Pacho wasn't receptive to the act of kindness, but over time, he began to warm up to his rescuer. Cheeto admitted in an interview that he would sometimes sneak out of his house at night to spend time with the crocodile. It would take a full 3 years for Pacho to recover and to build trust with his new human family. As time went on, even Cheeto's wife and daughter warmed up to the crocodile, although he didn't make the best playmate for a little girl, that's for sure. As Cheeto and Pacho's bond continued to grow, they began to take swims in the lake together. While Cheeto was careful to limit contact, it seemed that the crocodile enjoyed his presence in the water with him. Soon, they began to develop a routine, and Pacho would even respond to his name when called. Who knew they were so trainable? After a suitable amount of time had passed, the crocodile had fully recovered, which meant it was time to take him back to the river. Cheeto admitted he was sad to lose his new friend, but knew it was best for him to be released back out into the wild. However, Pacho had other plans and refused to go back in the river when he was left by Cheeto. Eventually, the fisherman realized he had to bring him back to his home. It was in that moment Cheeto and Pacho's friendship blossomed, and they would remain close for years to come. Cheeto told reporters he spent time with Pacho every day, and their bond growing stronger as time went on. Eventually, Pacho had to have surgery for his eye, but even their time apart wouldn't break their love for one another. According to Cheeto, his friends and family were terrified for him to get back in the water with Pacho when he returned from surgery. It had been weeks since they had been in the water together, and many believed Pacho wouldn't remember him. However, that couldn't be further from the truth. That only did the crocodile remember Cheeto, but he was friendlier than he had been before the separation. Eventually, their unique friendship would catch the attention of the media, skyrocketing both the fisherman and crocodile to fame. The fascination with the two of them was to be expected. Could a crocodile really show love and empathy to a human? However, after spending time with Cheeto and Pacho, most would conclude that the devotion was quite real. One theory that was developed by Roger Horrocks the director of The Man Who Swims with Crocodiles was that the bullet that punctured the crocodile's brain had damaged certain receptors. This resulted in a type of reprogramming that could have created new emotion centers, leading the croc to develop a love for his friend. Whatever the reason, Pacho and Cheeto would eventually start performing shows for the tourists and locals. Cheeto revealed that Pacho loved to perform, and they would continuously learn new tricks to wow their audiences. The trust between the two of them was unlike any that animal experts had ever seen. Cheeto revealed that he would constantly think of new tricks for the two of them to perform, and that Pacho was quick to learn. From twirling in the water to kisses on the nose, these two found themselves in sync 24/7. Unfortunately, what happens next is beyond heartbreaking. According to Cheeto, he and Pacho performed a successful show and everything seemed fine with the crocodile. However, the next morning, he didn't come when he was called. When Cheeto went to investigate, he found his longtime friend had passed away. It was determined the crocodile died of natural causes. Knowing how much Pacho meant to Cheeto, his local community rallied around him and held a tribute in the crocodile's honor. Pacho's body was even preserved currently on display in a local museum for anyone to see. It's wonderful to see that despite being a crocodile, he brought so much joy to others.